All right, so diving in today, um, we're going to be looking into this kind of wild story about ByteDance,
Okay.
the company behind TikTok.
Right.
You probably heard about it, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's about an intern who got themselves fired
Oh, yeah, I saw the headline.
for like messing with their AI, like the AI training program.
Wow.
And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, an intern, what kind of damage could they really do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine like coffee spills, not millions of dollars.
Right, like accidentally deleting a file or something.
Exactly.
But no, this is like way bigger.
Oh, really?
You're talking like potentially messing with the algorithm, the one that like decides what everyone sees on their For You page.
The For You page, yeah.
So that's what we're going to get into today.
Okay.
I mean, it's not every day you hear about something like this.
An insider threat, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, usually it's all about like hackers and data breaches and all that.
Yeah, external threats. Yeah. But this is different. This is someone on the inside.
On the inside.
Yeah.
And they potentially had access to like the core of how TikTok's AI works.
Wow.
So before we get into like the specifics of what this intern might have done,
Sure.
can we just like take a step back
Yeah.
and kind of explain like what AI training even is?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like teaching a dog tricks.
Right.
Right, exactly. This is serious stuff. We're talking about algorithms that learn from like massive, huge amounts of data.
Okay.
And a lot of that data comes from, us, how we use TikTok.
Oh, I see. Like what we watch.
Exactly, yeah. What you
Yeah.
watch, how long you watch it for, what you like, what you share.
Wow.
It's all being fed into this AI. And it uses that data to basically figure out what you want to see next.
So it's all about predictions.
Exactly.
Like what's going to keep me on the app.
Keep you scrolling, keep you engaged. That's the goal.
Okay, so then how does someone, like an intern, I mean, how do they mess with something that complicated?
Well, there are a couple of ways, right? I mean, one way is to, like, mess with the data itself.
The data.
Yeah. Imagine you're training an AI to, like, I don't know, identify different types of birds.
Okay, yeah.
And you start feeding it pictures of cats, but labeling them as birds.
Oh, okay.
That's going to mess up the AI's learning, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying they could have like messed with the data that the algorithm was learning from?
Right. And if you apply that same logic to TikTok, you can see how it could be a problem.
Right, because if the data is messed up, the predictions are messed up.
Exactly.
So you start seeing weird stuff on your For You page.
Right. Stuff you're not interested in.
Okay, I'm starting to see the malicious part now.
Right.
But millions of dollars in damage.
That's what ByteDance is saying, yeah.
That seems like a lot.
It might sound like a lot, yeah. But think about it. TikTok makes money from people watching videos.
Right, advertising and stuff.
Right. So if the algorithm starts showing people stuff they don't want to see, they stop watching. Yeah.
And TikTok loses money. It's all connected.
Plus, just the whole, like, bad press thing.
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
Imagine the headlines. TikTok algorithm goes crazy.
Right. Is TikTok broken?
It's a nightmare. A PR nightmare.
Definitely.
Okay, so what about the users, though? Like, all of us who, spend way too much time on TikTok.
Yeah.
Could this actually change what we see on our For You pages?
Potentially, yes. Even small changes to the data can have big effects.
Oh, wow.
It's like a ripple effect. One small change and suddenly you're seeing all this stuff you don't care about.
That would be so weird.
Right. Like a totally different TikTok experience.
And not in a good way.
Definitely not.
It makes you wonder about ByteDance's security, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if an intern can do this, what's stopping someone else?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It's a little scary, honestly.
It is a bit, yeah.
Because this isn't just about TikTok, right? This is about all these companies using AI. Absolutely. This highlights a vulnerability that everyone's facing.
Yeah.
We need better security, not just for hackers, but for insiders, too.
Like multi-layered security.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like airport security, right? You need checks at every level.
You got it.
And this whole thing couldn't have come at a worse time for TikTok, could it?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's already so much controversy around TikTok. All the talk about bans and data privacy.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this is just going to add fuel to the fire, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Plays right into those fears,
Yeah.
right? About security and manipulation.
For sure. This isn't going to make things any easier for TikTok.
Okay, so we've talked about the intern, the damage, the impact on TikTok. But what about the bigger picture? What does this tell us about the future of AI?
I think it's a warning sign. A big one.
Okay.
We're seeing AI get more and more powerful,
Right.
and we're using it for everything.
Everywhere.
But this incident shows us that we need to be careful. We need to be responsible.
So how do we do that? How do we balance like innovation with, safety and ethics?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
We need to be having these conversations. We need to think about the risks.
Because it's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Exactly.
AI can be used for good, but it can also be used for bad.
Exactly. And we need to be prepared for both.
Okay, so as we wrap up here,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you want listeners to really think about after this?
I think it's this. AI is already shaping our world. What we see, what we buy, even who we talk to.
Wow, yeah.
And it's only going to get more powerful, so we need to be aware. We need to be involved.
We can't just ignore it.
We can't.
So on that note,
Yeah,
as AI continues to change things, what role are you going to play?
that's a great question to end on.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
And join us next time for another deep dive.
See you.